Please read every single part of this documentation before starting the assessment. You are responsible for submitting your assessment in a timely manner after the assessment time is elapsed. After the allotted time is elapsed, include the following in the submission link below: a secret gist with your final solution code. This is priority whenever I'm recording your assessment video link. Comment out any non-code. If you want your functions to count, do not comment them out. How to create a gist. So let me just name this in a new tab. Okay. Paste the solution code in the large empty text field. Title it self-assessment 3.js. Description. In the description, write your full name, first and last. In the description, write your header leaders, first and last name. Michael Deere. In the description, write your full name, write your debug and search and record. Give us an idea on what you are attempting to check. Use any text editor ID of your choice. Do your best to explain any procedures. Yeah, in practice says you are programming. Complete as many exercises, and this is an open book. Okay, so assessment link. Part 1, debug each. You are given this function each. Okay, debug each. You are given this function each, but it does not work exactly as expected. It should call callback on value, key, and collection, respectively, for each item of collection. I'll copy paste this in a Sublime text like an editor so that I can work on it. Okay, comment it out. You are given this function each, but it does not work exactly as expected. It should call callback on value, key, and collection respectively for each element of the collection. Mixing both arrays and objects. Identify everything incorrect with each as it is provided and modify the function so that it works as expected. Be sure to list all that was incorrect about the original function. Okay. If type of collection is equal to array, arrays type of collection, arrays type of is also an object. So this is not right, and the object's type of is also an object. So we don't basically this won't work. So we need to take it off. So for var I is equal to 0 collection, then call by collection. Then collection of I is the value, I is the index, the key, and then collection. Okay. So what we need to do is in the beginning itself we need to find whether collection is an array or an object. Whether collection is an array or an object. This can be found like I can do if not array dot is array collection. So basically, if this is not an array, then I need to convert. Actually, I don't need to convert it into an array because anyway we are working on it. so I can just take it off this one. And actually, we need to- so if array is not a collection, then I need to do this. So iterate on keys of so I need to iterate on the keys of collection, iterate collection key. So this is the value, this is the key, and this is the collection. That's what it takes. It should call callback on value, key, and collection respectively. If this is there, else, and then this part will come here. And then I can click on this one. So else, like if it's already an array, so basically I work on this in arrays. I create on array and then call back it with collection I. So this is the value, this is the index, and this is the collection. So, so this was the issue, and then so we need to check it before itself. Um, and if type of this else is, and I think rest all is okay. So these are the things. Now, just in order to make sure that the speech is working, maybe I can take an example from array each and then see like whether it's working or not. Um, Basically, I can take any example, copy items this. Let's say this works here. So I say const items copy, and then I say items dot each, and then I iterate. So I need to call it this way. So I can say var this is equal to each, and then this takes items, and then function item, and then I say in the copy push item, and then if I say console dot log this, including console dot copy item 1, item 2, and item 3. So yes, this is working now. So I'll copy paste this part into the gist file. So putting it here. Maybe I can copy this also so that it's clear that this is the solution for part 1. And I'll comment this. So this is my first solution to first problem. I will make this. Solution part 2, write a function. Okay, I'll copy paste this here in a text editor. So write a function, comment it out, have it properly. Then write a function add random age inclusive. So I need to write a function uh, add random age inclusive that takes in its name string. So it takes in, so I'll write what it takes. Input is string, a name string. So I'll say this as a name or an object with a name property and two numbers. And it takes two numbers. So I'll say number 1 and number 2 string. Number 1 and number 2. It can also take string or object with name property. Now this function should generate a random number within the range of the two input numbers. So generate random numbers between number 1 and number 2. This function should generate a random number between the range of two input numbers and return an object with an added property. So my output should be an object with an added property along with the randomly generated number. The object with property will take added age property with property age, and its value is the randomly generated number. Write the function add random age inclusive that takes in a name string or an object with the name property and two numbers. This function should generate a random number between the range of the two numbers and return an object with an added age property along with the randomly generated number. Return an object with the added age property along with the randomly generated number. So let's see. Edge cases to consider. If input object does not have a name property, return original object. So I can say, so if the object does not have a name property, so if the input object does not have a name property, so let's see. So then this can be a name and this can be an object. So I need to should I say name or name? Let's call it name right now. Let's call it a string right now or an object that is name property. Now, if so, I need to see whether the string is a string or an object. So if type of if so, I can check if type of string is not equal to string. That means it's an object. So then um, if the type of string is not in string, that means it's an object. So I need to find out the name. I need to uh, take out the name value there. So I can say name is equal to string name. Right, so basically whatever the value is, that is going to be this value of the name. Okay. So if input object does not have a name property, return original object. So I need to make sure here exists. So if input object does not have a name property, that means if um, so let me call this as an object, but it's not an object and it's not an let's call it name object. So I'll update it here also. So if And now I want to make sure that whether the name is there or not. So if name object dot has own property name, if the name object does not have the name property name, then I want it to return name object. This I will remove it from here because it's not needed here. And then if there is a name property, then name will be the name object name. If second input is larger than the third input, return original first argument. So first I check whether the name property is there or not. Now I need to make sure. Uh, so if my basically so if first name, so I just return the object itself as is. Um, since I need to return an object, I'll create a result object here, and this is what I will be returning in the so I say return this object. So this is what will be returned in the end. And now my this object will be so if so I'll do if num2 is greater than if num1 is greater than num2, then also I'm returning just the return original first argument. So I'll just say arguments 0 because I want the first argument, right? Uh, so these two edge cases are covered. Now what I need to do is so if this is not the case, then return. Else, I need to generate a number. I need to generate a random number between these two, and that is going to be the age. So I say var age is equal to um, and from the example, it's clear that both of these are inclusive. So I can have both 25 as well as 20. So I'll use math.random to generate the random number. And I'm assuming here that this number is an integer number. So I'll do math.floor on the number that is being generated. So I say math.random into, and I want between the num1 and num2. So math.random, what it does is it generates a number between 0 and 1, not including 1. And then I want it between num1 and num2. So I'll say num2 minus num1. So it should be between this num2 minus num1. No, actually this won't be, so it's 25 minus 20, so it will be giving 5, so it will generate between 5. I don't want this one. I'll just go and check what is there here in math.random. How it generates the number. I'm getting confused a little bit at one of the places where like how I generate a random between two values inclusive. So I say max minus min plus 1. So I'll say num2 minus num1 plus 1. So this generates a random age between num2 and num1. So now that I have the age, what my object needs to be. So my this object, so I'm creating this. Um, I'll create the two properties in the resultant object. So my this object is going to be um, okay. So if this type, so then this is the name, and if this was not a, so if this was an string, then the name is going to be the name object itself. So I'll say this is name object. Here I took the value of the name object, um, right here. So my rest object is this, and then I will say my rest object also needs to have, oh, but I need to, so if I have, if it does not have a name property, then it returns the name object. If it has a name property, then my this object needs to have this. So this object I can use extend their object extend JavaScript. Let's see if I can extending an object in JavaScript. Sorry, I'll open the prototype. Doesn't look like that the MVM has it. So let me check whether the extend is just the underscore property or it is available outside as well. So looks like that it does not have the property of extend here. What I need to do is, so if my first in that object itself, so if okay, so what I'll do is if it does not have the name property, then it returns the first. Then it returns the name object. If it does have a name property, then my rest object, then my rest object is equal to name object. So I'm putting the full name object in the rest object, and then I'll add and in the rest object I need to add one more property by the name age, and the value of that age is age, right? Um, so uh, so if it's created now, if the name was this, then I can say this object name. So this is the case when I was provided a string, so I'll say this object name is equal to this, and anyways I have to add the rest object age in either of the cases, and then I return the rest object. So let me see if this works. I'll copy paste all these here, and then I'll uncomment the first one first. So let's say console.log, I'll add So let me see what happens if I call on this one. What do I do? So if my name is not defined, so I want to see if it has a property by the name. Um, so this is not a variable, this is a property name. There's no property. So what I got is this object is just the um, what is happening is why did I? Oh, because I returned here itself. So when I gave the name, it should not have actually went inside if type of is not equal to if type of name object. So name object is I say if type of object is not equal to string, then only it has to do all these things. Otherwise, it does not have to do it. I need to put this in this code. So then I get the age. So now I didn't get the proper age. So what is happening once I have done this? Let me console log what age did I get. So it generated this. Now let me go and see when how math dot random how it generates a random number between the two integers. Oh, I need to do the. But anyways, both of these are the integers, so that was not an issue. So this example returns a random integer between the specified values. The value is no lower than 1 or the next integer greater than 1 if mean is less than but not equal to max. Inclusive is what I wanted. Math dot floor answer math dot random yes. Instead yes, so now I get each is this. So let me check whether this is working for the other. So here I got this, here I got shown maybe something like this, here I got the first minute twist, and for the last one where the age was greater, the numbers were not, so the number was greater than 1, 2, then I got it. So now this is working, so I'll copy paste this one. I'll remove this console log from here and I'll add this function into my gist. Maybe I should add it with the this is the second part. Now write the function assign group. I'll copy paste this one here. Okay, write a function assign group. So I'll write the I'll create a function assign group. And let's see what it takes as an input. That takes a name string or an object and returns an object. So it takes either a name string or an object and returns an object with an added group property. So it returns, so my output is an object with added group property. A student must be randomly placed in group A, B, C, or D. Okay, so this is the group of that person. For example, Harold. So I just randomly put it here. If this is this, uh, next case is required if the input object is already been assigned, the group do not overwrite its value using each for the following sections. Mm, if using each for the following sections, you must use the corrected each function from part 1 given this. So my part 1 was running the callback function on this. So first I need to assign a group. If the input object has already been assigned a group, do not override its value. Then after that, there is some. Okay, so let me finish it up till here, and then I'll come back to using each part. So again, like here, either a name string or an object is provided. I'll say name object, uh, and so I'll check basically. So I'll create a resultant object which will be returned var object, and this is what will be returned in the end. So this is the return object. Now I need to check whether the provided name object is an object or not. So is an object or a string. So I'll just copy paste this one here and, from the previous example, from the previous function, and I'll check how is it working. So if the type name of name object is not a string, that means it's an object. So if I'm already provided an object, I don't need to check any of these, like whether the name property is there or not. So, um, so if it is not a string, so if this is, so else rest object name is equal to. So I'll say if this is a string, then just do rest object name is equal to name object. So basically I have created rest object where so yeah, once I have the name, I have created the rest object. And so right now my rest object has a property of name, and there will be the value of it is going to be the string that is being provided. And if it's already an object, then I don't need to worry about it. Now what I need to do is I need to randomly generate, a student can be random placed in a group A, B, C or D. So I need to put that person in a random group. Um, so um, what I can do, um, so I create an I created a variable that is group where the groups are going to be. So I need to have it A, B, C, or D. So what I can do is I have four numbers A, B, C, and D. I can say I can create an array of groups. So what I'm doing is I'll create an object of an array of groups, and that array is going to have all these values A, B, C, or D. Uh, and I'll generate a random index from 1 to 3, like based on the length. And then whichever value is generated, I'll say that the value of that, I'll add it into the object groups value. So basically, I'll find out the element from that given from the array that I made and just insert it into the new object. So I'll create var groups is equal to, and my groups are ABC or D. So I just copy paste this here, ABC and D. Now what is should okay. So this is my group. Now I need to create, generate a random index, right? So I say var index is equal to, and I use the same here, this one. So my index can be from 3 to 0, and this is 0. So I can say 3 minus 0 is 3 plus 1. So I can just say 4 here, and then this is going to be um, so if, but I don't want. Um, I say 3. No, I say 4 because I need I'll give it 3. So when it's including, everything it's like that, and when it's not including that time, the value is included between the two values, then I say max minus 1, so 3 minus 0, and then 3 between the two values. But I want 3, so I'll say 4 here. Let's see. Yeah. So this is my generated index. So now what I'll say is rest object. And this is going to have a property with the name group. So I'll say group, and the value of this is going to be groups index. So whatever is generated, and then I'll just return it. So let me see with this first one whether this is correct or not. So I add console.log here. This and so let me try with the first one. What do I get? I'm getting console. So name Herald group B. Okay, the other two are coming from the download. So I comment it out and then move here. And I'll run for it. So I got name Herald group B. This I got a group A and then name center. So if I already had this, then I should, okay, so I need to say if it's not there, then else my rest object is equal to name object. So now I have the welcome. So I copy paste this in the gist. Okay. Now I need to see what it is saying. If the included object is already in assigned the group, do not overwrite its group. If the input object is already been assigned a group, but um, so this needs to be done only if the this object does not have a group value. If the input already has assigned a group, do not overwrite its value. Okay, let me see what it is saying in the below section using it. For the following sections, you must use the corrected each function from part 1 for the following section. Or maybe it's talking about the below one. Yeah, using each rule, I need to do something with the part 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I need to don't need to worry about it, and I remove this one also from here so that it does not create a confusion. The only thing is I need to make sure that I cover this part. If the input object has already been assigned a group, do not overwrite its value. Um, so if the res object, so I can say if I can see whether it already has a property by the name group. If it has, then it can return the res object there itself because I don't need to update it. But if it does not, then only I need to do it. So I can say if res object dot has own property group, if it does return res object, else I need to do this part. So I need to create this and then I can do. Okay. So I can say if res object does not have property this, then do this. And in any case, it has to return the object. Let me see if my code is still working. Okay. Okay. Since it's not a variable, I need to, it's a property, I need to make sure that I put it in the code. So I just copy paste and update this in my, just so that it covers the basic part. Okay, now using each for the following sections, we must use the corrected each function from pattern. Okay, so what I have created earlier here, this each, I need to use this one. So let me copy paste this one allow so that I can use it from here itself. Given and then I'll copy paste this var student. Okay, what my part source uses, I'll copy paste this in the sublime text. And write a function added ages. So I need to write a function add ages. The input of that is going to be as a function that takes in an array of students and few members. So I say array num1, num2. This function should return a new array. So my output is going to be an array with a random number within the two input numbers added as an age property to each element. Okay, and I have to use the each function here. So var if this is var students 1015. Oh, okay. So added ages and students with the students and then 12 and 15 is the age. So it says okay. So what I need to do is basically what each does is it changes the it modifies the given array and then yeah, it modifies the given array and does not return anything. So var added this is, so I need to work how use my each function on array, and it will take um, array ages. So I need to generate so my output. This function should return a new array with a random number within the two input numbers included. Okay, so when I'm providing a name, it should add the random age and then it should be in between these two. So I can just use my previous function that I have written, add random age inclusive, which takes in an object name object and two numbers. So I just for this time being, I will comment it out here and put it so that I know like what my function takes. So basically, what is happening is so so my function. So I'll use my add random age inclusive. So I need to work on all the elements here and generate a random age for everyone. What I'll do is I'll use array.each and then the callback function is going to be the function it will take an array. So I'll say array. I cannot say array.each. So uh, my output is an array, right? So I'll say var resultant this array is equal to this. And this is what will be returned in the end. But so I won't return it this way. So I'll say each. I'll call function each, and then I'll pass this, and my callback is this function, and it will work on each item. And basically this return. So I'll call my add random age inclusive function here and it will work on this item and in num1 and num2. So what my add random is inclusive was doing was returning an object. So it was creating an object and it was returning this. So my return object is going to be stored in this res array and I can say return res array. And let me see what happens if I run this one. What do I get? Console not property. So basically this I think I need to create an array first here. And I need to add this into my res array is equal to no. So it works on an array and it works on an array. So it takes this array and my function is this and basically what's happening from the above is it runs the callback on collection I. Uh, mm, it runs, so it generates. So my callback. Um, so my item here is Leela. Like if I take this example, so I get Leela here, and I'm saying Leela number 2, but the callback, what it does here is basically it takes this, and then my item becomes the layer. Then what am I getting here? So let me debug this. So I'll say console.log and let me see what item am I getting here. So, so these are my items, what I get. So which is fine. And this gets returned. Um, so let me see what my rest array looks like. Yes, array. Yeah, let me see what my rest array looks like. So it is coming as undefined. Um, but my array gets modified here. So this is the function. This is the callback function which I've taken. Then my callback is running on this icon here. Yeah, so my callback is running on this icon here. Let me see what my array looks like. So my array 0 is still that. Let me comment this one. So my array I will remove this one. And see what my array. So my array is still the same. Now what I the thing is that it takes the name, but no, but it returns an object, right? So it should return an object name in each like this. So why it didn't do this? Um, let's see. Comes out as undefined. Yeah, because it's not coming as an array here. So return each array function item. The issue I'm facing is like I'm not able to generate. So this particular thing generates the object with a name value pair for the item that is being given here. So um, should I say not ID each? Um, and I say this array dot push the value of this, and if I say return this array, so this comes out to be this. So now I get this. So my okay, let's see what the mistake is. Okay, so now I get this one. So I was not pushing in the array, and that was causing the mistake here. So now I'll go and update it in the just here and say part 4. I just comment it out here. We're now coming on to part 5. Write a function group all students that takes in an array of students and returns a new object with object elements. Here. Let me do here. So I need to do something somewhat similar to what I did in the below one. So I said with all students here. That takes in an array of students and returns from my group all students. Just takes in an array of students and returns. So I do the same thing here. I'll say this and I'll call each on this array and this function again. What I need to do is I need to push into this array dot push in the dictionary. So I was generating the groups here, so I'll call this on the rest of the cells as one group. Again. So what now this was taking input string and then it was returning actually return this array. And let me see what I get when I call this one. So I'll comment this one and I'll call this function here on students. And let me see what I get. So I get this okay. So I'll copy paste this in the just here. And now last question, create a new array student list with every that's the result of calling. I have copy pasted here and let me read what it is. Let's create a new array student list with tables and groups. So I need to create an array that's a result of calling part 4 and part 5 on the students array. So basically that is calling add edges. That's the result of calling part 4 and part 5 on the students array. Write a function filter by age and group. Function filter by age and group which takes in an array like student with okay, this will take in array age and group and letter in returns a list of students name whose information matches the target age and group. Also, this is the target age and group, and I need to so for every student, I need to create first I need to create an array student list with added ages and groups. So basically, this is my student list. And I need to create the student list. So I have already written here that if the student exists or the name of the teacher, then does not update the property, the groups here. So how I can generate a group called students and then add pages. So group called students on okay, so I need to call it on but anyway it's so so